Hello and welcome. My name is Carlin. I am a foster mom in the DFW, North Texas area. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our experience with my husband and I as foster parents and some wisdom and advice I might be able to impart in you if you're looking to start your journey in foster care, whether it be adoption or just strictly foster care. You definitely are in the right place. So we've been fostering for 7 months now, which isn't too long in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like it's been a long time so far. We've had 5 placements in our home, and we can kind of go over each and every one of those and some of the things that I regret doing or thought were great that we did. So let's get started. Our first placement was a 3-day-old boy straight from the hospital. He was technically more of an emergency placement. We did not know at the time since it was December 23rd of last year, and so the caseworker was on holiday. They did not tell us any information on the phone because they don't know. So sometimes they don't know anything about the kids. Generally, they will know what clothes size they are, diapers, what county they're from, reason for removal, and that's about it. And normally that's the only information that you're going to get on the phone. We found out after Christmas that he was going to be reunified with mom very, very soon. He had a sibling in care that has been a few months along in the case. So we were prepared and we knew that that was happening. Our second case was a bit more tragic. He was only with us for a week. There was a hearing after the first week, and the judge had ordered him to go immediately to family, bypassing any sort of process or home study or anything like that that family typically needs to go through. He just went straight to family. We got a sudden call one afternoon saying, hey, I'm gonna come pick him up. He's going to family. And it was very, very heartbreaking for us at the time. He was really struggling with some things. We had so many plans for him. He was doing so great the day that he left, and he was very attached to us very much immediately. And so it was very, very heartbreaking to see him go. I have been told that that is a really rare situation. So I'm not ever worried too much that that's going to happen again. Our third placement was another 2-year-old little girl who was almost 3 at the time. And she also was reunified with family after a couple of months of being with us. Normally you will have kids for a few months. We have never had a child for more than 2 or 3 months. And I have also been told that that is not very common. So don't be worried that you're going to be getting a child and they're just going to leave right away. Normally that doesn't happen. Side note, I am very thankful that these children were not in our homes for too long, because I would want a child to be where they're going to be forever as soon as possible. I don't want them to be in our home for months and then have to leave that attachment that they've made after a long period of time. Ideally, this is kind of how I would want cases to go anyways, even though it's a bit frustrating for us as an adoption motivated family to have to constantly say goodbye to children. I would rather it be that way for their sake. Our next placement was a 6-month-old little boy, and he was so cute, so fun, very high strung, super socially intelligent, and he was hilarious. So he got reunified with family member as well. Same case scenario. We only had him for 3 months, which was the longest we ever had a kid. So we were celebrating that we had him. We had passed that 2-month mark. We're like, this is the longest we've ever had a foster kid, and it was something we celebrated. So that was great. And then right after we had said goodbye to him, we have this little guy now. He is 2 months old now. We've had him for a month so far, and it looks like he is going to be taking a bit of a different path than our other children have so far. And that's the nature of these cases, is that you really don't know what's going to happen from day to day. It could look one way and then it could happen another. However, there are some times where history tends to repeat itself. You can kind of see the writing on the wall, so to speak, and you can kind of get a sense of where the case might be going. And so that has kind of been the case for us with this particular one. But you just never know. Those of you who are planners like me out there that just want to plan really far in advance and they want to know exactly what's going to happen, this may be difficult for you. It has been very difficult for me as a long-term planner. I want to know what to expect. I want to, calculate for those slightly unexpected things perhaps. And this has really helped me grow in that area of relinquishing control, trusting the Lord every single day, and just letting it go, because you just don't know what's going to happen. As an adoption motivated family, some advice that I would give about placement calls and what types of children and cases you are going to want in your home. You may not want to have emergency cases in your home. The chances of those going somewhere to family or being reunified is very, very high. So you're not going to increase your chances for adoption if you're taking a bunch of emergency placements. Now, if you want to take emergency placements and that is something where your heart is, by all means, do not take my advice on that. I am not one to tell you that you shouldn't do that. Those children need homes just like any other children. But some advice I give is do not feel guilty or bad for focusing on what is right for your family and what fits your goals. We can go into more detail about what happens when you get your first placement call, what are some things to ask, what are some cases that maybe you should say yes or no to, and those sort of things. So stay tuned for that next video, and thanks for watching.